All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rachaha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostles and others of great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. All right, we're going to jump right into it. As you see on your screen, well, I should start out by saying, as you know, or you should know, that Jerry Springer passed away a couple weeks ago, and you had a lot of so-called black women mourning his death. All right, and as you see on your screen, I'm just gonna read what you see. It says, "I see a lot of hashtag black woman shedding tears and showing sympathy for hashtag Jerry Springer." Okay, you had a lot of our women mourning the death of this Edomite Jerry Springer. Okay, former attorney, former mayor of Cincinnati. Okay, and that just furthermore proves and shows that these political leaders, these mayors, these governors, these presidents, is nothing but theater, man. It's nothing but a show. Okay, and he carried on those things that he learned in his different particular trades before he became this talk show host, right on over to that. All right. It says, "I see a lot of black women shedding tears and showing sympathy for Jerry Springer. Please tell me why Jerry was celebrated in death, but Kevin Samuels was mocked. Don't be shy." Okay, you had a whole lot of so-called black women mock, laugh, cheer when Kevin Samuels died. All right. Now, we're not saying Kevin Samuels was pushing the truth concerning this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, but Kevin Samuels was speaking truth. Okay, or I should say was speaking a lot of truth concerning relationships, families, all right, the so-called black woman and the so-called black man, and also, concerning certain particular things having to do with the order of the family, all right, and also the delusional state mindset of these women. Salakia. All right, now let's jump into the scriptures real quick. Let's go to Proverbs 3, and let's go down to verse 31. It says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, or choose none of his ways." And you have a lot of our women, okay, and our men as well, that envy their oppressor. They envy Esau Edom. They envy the so-called white man. They want to be just like him, man. All right. Now, concerning the so-called black woman, man, look at her, man. Look how she dressed. Look how she acts. Look how she talks. Okay. She got weave in her hair. And the majority of our women that wear weaves, they don't wear weaves that, emulate or look like, their natural hair color, or look like a hairstyle or a hair color or texture that would be on a so-called black woman. What kind of weaves do they use, man? What kind of weaves do they put on their head? The majority is those blonde, gold, Edomite looking hair texture and style on their hair, man, on their head, man. Okay, that's that. If you ask these gooks, if you go into these weave shops and say, "What's your number one seller of weaves?" They're gonna tell you the blonde weave, man. And then ask them who's buying it. They're gonna say the black woman, man. Okay, because she envies the so-called white woman, man. All right, our women are quick to buck up against us, concerning the so-called black woman. She's quick to buck up against the so-called black man, etc. But when it comes to the so-called white man, she's tame. Okay, she's not as loud. She's not as clamorous, man. Okay, she sits in her place, for the most part, man, in certain circumstances, man. Okay, and Jerry Springer, man, which I mean, I really don't have to go into too much of what went on in the Jerry Springer show. We've all seen it. But Jerry Springer basically just put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there, man, so to speak, man. Okay, and he promoted these women being out of order. Okay, you so-called black women, showing your ass on camera, doing all types of wickedness, being involved in threesomes, cheating on your man because he did this, and I slept with his best friend, and I slept with his brother. I slept with his son. I did this, I did that. Twerking. Hey, before twerking was twerking, that shit was happening on the Jerry Springer show, man. Okay? He promoted homosexuality, bestiality, all right? He promoted all that. Everything that you see going on today, he was promoting that back then, man. All right? And it just didn't have to do with you so-called black woman. It had to do with all these nations, man. You know? He had Esau on there acting a goddamn fool. All right. And he always had his last take at the end of the show that basically was pushing that do as thy wilt. If you're happy, then do it. If you feel good about it, then we think you should do it. All right. And these so-called black women love that goddamn show, man. All right. They love Jerry Springer, man. They love watching and seeing all types of madness and wickedness, man. Okay? This is Proverbs 3 and 31 again. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, or choose none of his ways. And the majority of our people have chosen the ways of the so-called white man. All right? Especially you women. It says, for the forward is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth scorners, surely he scorneth ye scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. I'm going to read that one more time. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. And the majority of our women are very, very foolish, man. Okay? Very, very foolish. They don't want to hear the truth, man. All right? Because, what Kevin Samuel was, a lot of the things that he was speaking with concerning you so-called black women is that y'all are out of order. You're out of shape. You're loud. Okay? You're very masculine. You're not even looking for a man. You don't want to be submissive. All these traits that you have and project makes you the least desired out of all the women on the earth. And they refuse to change. These women would watch his show, and you saw them when he would have them on their on his podcast and different things. After they didn't watch episodes, what the show's about, and here it is, you still going on the show and just show your delusion and foolishness at an all-time high level, man. She's 100 pounds overweight. She wears weave. She has 3 and 4 kids, and then she thinks that she is eligible for a high value man, quote. The delusional rate of these women is at an all-time high, and especially amongst you so-called black women. All right. They didn't want to. Our women do not want to hear the truth, man. Okay. The majority of our women are, heavily intoxicated and drunk off the philosophies and doctrines of Babylon, man. Okay. I'm gonna put it like that. Because this video is mainly gonna be concerning, the women of the nation of Israel, man. Okay. Now, our men, was there, Israelite men or so-called black men that mourned the death of Jerry Springer? Very, of course, and as the so-called black men, that despise Kevin Samuels for what he, the things that he promoted and pushed, of course, all right. But it is on a very high level concerning, the women, man. Okay, the woman on a greater level, on a majority standpoint, despised Kevin Samuels. Okay, because he was, he was airing out a lot of you women's dirty laundry, man. And telling you things that you shouldn't be doing, and telling you why you're not going to get this and why you're not going to get that. And these women don't want to hear that. These women don't want to hear that they're wrong, man. Okay? Now, let's jump over real quick. I'm going to try not to make this video too long. Let's go over to Proverbs 31:3. It says, give not thy strength unto woman, nor the ways to that which destroyeth kings, man. Okay? And what did Jerry Springer promote? Jerry Springer promoted, these men being feminine, these men giving their strength, okay, unto these women, all right? The Jerry Springer show, I remember watching it as a kid. You would have men on their knees, begging their women, giving them rings, even after they found out that they cheated, man. Here it is. They done exposed. Jerry Springer brought out that, hey, your woman, your wife, she cheated with your brother. She cheated with your best friend. She cheated with your coworker. She cheated with your boss. And, are you going to forgive her? All right? And you literally had these men forgiving their women, hugging up, kissing, after, they have found out that their women have committed adultery on them, man. Okay? And you got the crowd clapping, That's what Jerry Springer promoted, man. Jerry Springer promoted the destruction of the family, man. Jerry Springer promoted wickedness, man, homosexuality, all right, as well as various other things, okay. And you have a lot of our women mourning his death, man. Okay. It says, give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth king. That's right. You're not supposed to give your strength unto a woman. All right. The man is the leader. Okay. The man is over the woman. Women and men are not the same. Okay. But in this society, everything has been flipped upside down and has been changed. Okay. And these women have been put up on a pedestal, so to speak. Okay. But that's coming to an end. Let's go to Sirach 25:19. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And, I will say one thing about the Jerry Springer show. He was exposing and bringing to light a lot of the wickedness that you you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women, and in all these nations, man, as well, man. Okay? The wickedness of you women, period. Okay? That y'all do, man. All right? The things that are behind closed doors, the secrets, all these particular things that he was able to bring out. Now, I'm not saying everything that we saw on the Jerry Springer show was actual real stories. I believe a lot of it was put on, a lot of, it could have been a lot of acting, this, that, and so forth. I mean, they're doing stuff for ratings. They're doing stuff for views. Okay? But for the most part, the idea and the message of the Jerry Springer show was nothing but folly and wickedness and madness, man. Okay? And confusion. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Okay? Now let's jump over to Job 39:17. It says, because, let's start in, we'll start in 17. Yeah, let's go straight to the point. Job 39:17. It says, because Yahweh had deprived her of wisdom, okay? The Most High Yahweh has deprived our woman of wisdom, man. Okay? And Esau knows that. And Esau is capitalizing off of that, man. Why do you think he set these women up over you? Okay? Why do you think he set these women up over the man? All right? So he can control and manipulate and persuade, all right, more efficiently, because the woman is now set up over the man. She's ruling the household. The man is no longer in the household. She has control of the kids. Okay? So in the event of all that happening now, the devil can manipulate and, feed your kids with different philosophies, doctrines, the ways of this world more easily, man. Esau has bound the strong man, okay? And these women believe everything that Esau lays upon their plate, okay? And even more, like we started this lesson out with, they envy the so-called white man, okay? So they're even more acceptable to listening to what he has to say because of their envy for him, all right? It says, because Yahweh hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. And the delusion of these women is being brought to the forefront, at an all-time high by these different particular podcasts, by men like Kevin Samuels, and you got these different things, these different shows on these different platforms. All right. And just the things that are happening in the news as well, man. These women are at an all-time high of delusion. Okay. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 7 and 11. It says, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. See, Jerry Springer, he capitalized off of that, man. He capitalized off of you so-called black women being loud, being stubborn, being obnoxious, being masculine, and he had you on his show, man. So you could act a fool, man. So you could be pulling weaves off, man. Hey, man, when the so-called black woman was on Jerry Springer show, all we saw was weaves thrown around all over the stage, man. Clothes being ripped off, high heel shoes being taken off and thrown across the street, and you had a whole bunch of people in the crowd just clapping and laughing at your ass, man. Okay, he was making mockery of you, so-called black women and men, man. All right, he was making mockery of you, man, for the world to see. It says she is loud and stubborn; her feet abide not in her house, man, and that's a lot of our women. All right, they're loud, they're stubborn, especially the so-called black woman, man. Man, super loud, man. She thrives and takes pride off of being masculine, bold, strong. The scripture says, she that is bold dishonoreth her father and mother, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right, she takes pride in being loud, man, deep voice. Okay, she done shaved all her goddamn hair off, man. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. She now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. Our women, um, they have become, sluts and whores at an all-time high rate. you know, at an all-time high rate. All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and let's go down to verse 19, and then we can wrap it up. It says, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. And this is a very unrighteous generation, man. And it's going to be a horrible end, all right, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that don't repent, that refuse to turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man, okay? To refuse to believe in the scriptures in its truth and entirety, all right? That refuse to come up out of this world mentally and spiritually. It's going to be a horrible end for you, man. All right? With that, I'm going to say shalom.